back to the Pitch Pod. I'm Joe Janner. With me, your host, Jeff Stebbins. Jeff, been a while. Good to see you again, man. How you been?
It has been a while. Yeah, Joe, I've been doing okay. Thank you for asking. A lot of exciting stuff happening in the soccer football world. So I'm happy to be back for season 3.
Yes, kicking off season 3. Definitely more than enough going on between the World Cup, Leagues Cup, and several domestic leagues kicking off, primarily the English Premier League and La Liga getting going here this weekend. We're really excited here at the Pitch Pod to look at some of those contests and then make some predictions, as always. Looking forward to it, Jeff.
Absolutely.
Now, did you see, again, Messi Magic in Miami? Can you believe it? These guys are rolling through this Leagues Cup, probably really favorites to win it. And I mean, what do you think as far as what they have now to work with? Do you think them, I mean, sit at the bottom of the conference in MLS, do you see them at least making the playoffs now that you've seen these additions to the club and what they're doing? Is that something you would be willing to go on record to predict that they do make the playoffs now with these additions?
I'm not concerned with their playoffs for this season. I think it's more of the impact that they're having in the league and getting people to tune in, talk differently about the MLS. So it's great if they do, but I think the excitement is Messi's here. He brought some friends along with him from Barcelona, and we're seeing a higher quality of play. So that's what excites me. Not so much the playoffs. It's great if they do, and that's just kind of a cherry on top for me. I think the excitement's here.
I hear you. So seeing everybody and their brother walking down the street with the Messi jersey is of utmost excitement for you. And yeah, I mean, again, I think we talked about it before, how you use the word impact on people getting tuned in, getting excited. And I mean, what is that to bear upon future prospects of people getting more excited about the game here in the States, right? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. And you know what? It's great for the city of Miami, great for the MLS. I don't know about you, Joe, but my Messi jersey, it's been ordered, it's in the mail. You should see it here probably by next week. So,
Okay. Okay. That's something to look forward to. It's the pink. It's their home pink kit. Did you get
oh
the
yeah,
home
oh
pink?
yeah, pink
Okay.
number 10 and the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then how about World Cup? I think it's worth talking about because a couple of results came in, even though over the last 24 hours. But I know, Jeff, you had France win this all and Australia knocking them out. Unbelievable, really, right?
Yeah, well, first we should mention, the Team USA with their early fallout. And I had them going pretty far. I thought it was possible they fall out early, and they did. But yeah, my bracket's all screwed up. I had France going all the way. France lost to a very good team in Australia through a PK shootout just the other evening. And boy, that was an exciting PK shootout. Just a couple great saves, some great shots. But you're right. Ultimately, France is going home, and Australia moves on.
I think I don't know if it was officially documented on the pitch pod. I'm looking at England. I mean, they're in a position to win it. I don't know that they necessarily are for sure, but I think now it's easier, obviously, when you're getting down to the semifinals to pick a winner out of it. Any of the four that remain a favorite of yours, or you're just kind of looking now just to see how it goes and just looking forward to hopefully some good contests and good games?
Just looking forward to it. I think England's a strong bet, like you said. I think Sweden's a strong bet. They've gotten through some tough competition, through beating the United States, beating Japan. So I think either of those teams is a strong bet at this point. Yeah.
All right. And I mean, do we get right to it? I mean, how excited are we for the English Premier League to have kicked off here? Looking at already, maybe even thinking about how this league's going to finish. Did you want to talk about ideas and predictions of who's going to win this all? Or do you want to get into our match of the week prediction? Which direction would you like to go?
I mean, let's just throw it out there. Who do we think's going to win it all? Let's just put all our cards on the table now. Joe, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think that everybody would like to think that Manchester City is going to do it again. It'd be unprecedented for them to win it 4 times in a row. I mean, you hear even Pep kind of downplaying everything about, the treble win from last season and how that's going to affect where they're at now. I think he's used a couple times, and they're at the bottom of the mountain, and they still have to climb to the top then to reach that. I think that there are several other clubs that can do it, and I would put my prediction on Arsenal. I think they, considering what they did last year, led the league for a considerable amount of time, and then just fell off. The train went off the tracks there. It's theirs to lose in a sense. I mean, so depending on how some of these head-to-head contests go, I think those will be what we'll be looking forward to into the season. Some of those top 6 teams and head-to-head contests, but I have Arsenal winning it this year.
Well, I tell you what, that'd be great for the Gunners fans. I mean, there was a disappointing end to their season last season, so that would be great for them, and it'd be great to see another team win besides Man City. Like you said, dominating performance last year with the treble. Having someone else win would be nice, but as far as who do I think is most likely, not who I want to win, but who do I think is most likely to win? Well, I tell you what, I can't bet against Pep. I can't bet against Holland, KDB. Maybe they're at the bottom of the mountain, but if you have those 3 at the bottom of the mountain, I think you're going to get to the top first. So I'm going to go with those as who I see winning the Premier League for a second time in a row here. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be again looking forward to especially those matches where they're playing each other, and it's so early. We do have some results that have came in. I think technically, right now we speak as a recording, Brighton's number 1 based on their result, winning 4-1. The goals for puts them up top, but it's a long season. It's a tall mountain. It's a long season, however you want to say it, right? But we have a match that we're looking forward to. We have our match of the week. We're looking at Chelsea versus Liverpool. Getting into it, I think that something to be excited for myself in the sense that I think both these are clubs that underperformed last season. I think their fan base or supporters are going to be excited to see how they start off this new campaign, if they legitimately have made the adjustments and acquire those transfers and transactions to help them be a better side so they can really compete to potentially win it. Again, I know neither one of those sides we predicted to win it, but is it them now into the top 4, one of the two? But as we kind of suggest, it's match by match, and we're looking at Chelsea versus Liverpool. Jeff, what are some of your initial insights or thoughts on this contest, this match up ahead?
Yeah, well, I'm excited for it. 2 English Premier League powerhouses going at it. It's at Chelsea. They're coming off an interesting last season with some on and off with Frank Lampard. They have a newer coach. Yes, they have some injuries and some fresh faces, but maybe by the end of the season that could prove to work out for them. And then Klopp, Liverpool, he's faced some criticism with how they did last year, so this could be a big year for him in the EPL. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think it's going to be a close contest. I think it's going to be a fun match. And if you ask me to predict who's going to win in 2 months from now, if they had this matchup, I would have probably a different answer. But either way, I think it's going to be a fun match. What about you, Joe?
I'm definitely excited for it. I think you've hit a couple of points that I think are worth mentioning. The fact that you have a Liverpool club with a manager that's been there for a relatively long time. I mean, in terms of English Premier League, it's almost an eternity. This is as many years he's put in there. But so he knows what he has to work with within the inner workings of the squad and the club and all the bits and pieces that go along with putting together the best side versus a new manager trying to probably have a puzzle in front of him that's going to require quite a bit of sorting out. Again, you mentioned it, though, it is the first game, and I think both sides want to come out there and perform well and get a positive result, namely a win for both would be a great place for them. So I'm excited about this game. I think it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. So should be fun. I'm ready for my prediction, Joe. You want me to throw mine out there first?
Yeah, go for it. It'd be interesting to hear what you got.
Okay, I'm gonna go and man, I do think it's gonna be close. Salah is such a solid, diverse, dynamic striker for Liverpool, so I imagine they're gonna be on the board. Yeah, Chelsea's midfield, they have to build it up, so I'm also factoring that in my decision. But I'm gonna go 2-2 draw.
That is fair. I think that, yeah, I can see we're already talking about a trend that's already in place. We're seeing some of these longer extra times. We're seeing 6 and 7 and 8 minutes. I mean, they're really accounting for every bit. You could see, I think, a late leveler to go draw with one of the teams on one side. So I think a 2-2 result. But though, again, I have to go back to kind of my initial insights. This idea of the Liverpool with their acquisitions in the midfield, they've strengthened the midfield. I think they're going to be a solid team. It's a set of players that have played with each other. Also, played a long time, several seasons, and have a pretty clear understanding of what each and every one does. So I think that's going to lend itself to being very productive. I think you're going to see them both be productive in the attack, and also I think defensively be able to keep Chelsea out there. I have Liverpool. I don't know if you call it an upset and considering it's early on, but them away winning this 2-0.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair. I could see that. You're right. I think the challenge there is it's an away match for them, but they're going to be strong right off the bat. So I think that's a fair prediction for sure. Either way, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure you are also, Joe. Hopefully, everyone out there gets a chance to tune in. Please like and subscribe if you like what we're bringing. That's the best way to support us here at the Pitch Pod. And as always, keep pitching out there, everybody.
In a game, the round ball, round posts, anything can happen.